So today we're actually stitching this area here, these leaves that turn, and in the earlier podcast I showed you how to go around a corner. Now I'm going to demonstrate what happens when you don't get a nice edge. I'm very happy with that edge. It's not perfect, but when the whole thing is finished it looks lovely because the leaves look as though they're raised. I'm rather talking against a hen here this morning, Richard, but another egg hopefully. So I'm taking the same colour, but this time I'm going to use a single thread and go over the areas that have got little gaps. So that's my stitching length, and I'm just going to use the gold needle, which is for the single thread. It's really important to use the correct needle for the correct job. It's something that I think we all neglect actually, or I certainly used to before I taught, and I realised that people had a huge selection of needles, mostly for very general sewing with cotton, but wool is very different and you need something with a very good polished eye, otherwise the wool might shred. So I'm looking at this and I'm just going to use my little scissors here to point out, if you can actually get your scissors between the stitch like that and you've got a gap around the edge, just like there's a little mouse nibbling away, or you can see a shadow between those two stitches, that might not please you. When you've got a stitch that sticks up, which I haven't really got here, I have got one there actually. Can you just show that one? That one's sticking up. That's not a problem because the second colour can come up through that and pull it south, and actually that will just lie flat when it's the second colour comes up through it. So I'm just going to show you correcting my rushed stitching, and I'm going to show you all you do is you find a little gap like that and then just lay your thread down until you're happy that you've got the correct direction, and don't go beyond your stitching, just go over your stitching, over the top of it. Really there are two rules in crewel work: longer stitches and more stitches. There, that looks much happier now. Now the tension for this stitch of course isn't shown until you come up for the next stitch. So if I come up for the next stitch, I can then look at this first stitch. As I bring the thread up, you can see that's the correct tension. Now that will hold because I've come up. So I quite often at classes see people and they come down like that and they pull and they pull and they pull and then they worry about it. Don't worry about it, just bring your thread up and hold that. I think there's a cat going up the outside of this shed of the Reddy house. I thought it was tipping the seed potatoes off for a minute and I was going to get into trouble. So, and another one down here. If you can just spot with me, is that a gap there, or are we happy with that? I think we're pretty happy with that. And I can knit back up there if I want to. If I still don't think that's raised enough, just pop that down there. And at the bottom end here there's a lot missing because I just rushed that end. So I'm just going to again lay the thread. If I'm not sure about the angle, just lay the thread across, hold it and pop your needle down. Now do get in touch with us and tell me if these are helpful, and keep asking, because this lesson was all about correcting, and that was in answer to somebody who wrote in on the website. So it's crewelwork.com, and we'd love to have messages from you. All the best now. Bye.